Hi everyone, Maxine here, Tink and I Treasures. Welcome back to my studio. Today I was having a little play with making some ephemeras and thought I would just bring you along with me, have some company. So this is what I've just made, and this is what we're going to be doing today. This is an envelope, and what it's going to be is around the page type of thing. Oh boy, let me think. Let me see here. Oh, okay, this is something I'm working on, but I kind of stopped with this because I wasn't quite sure. Anyway, so let's open this up. Okay, so this is a page of your journal, right? And this would go like that. So you can glue it this side and this side and have a pocket at the top. And then on the other side, it goes like that. So that's what it is. Get this out of the way. So this one had a window. It was, a window envelope. I ended up utilizing the window. This is all inside of the window. I slit this side open, did what I needed to do, and then glued this back up. On this side, I have a little flip here that opens up a little journaling spot. And again, it can be a pocket at the top when it's in your journal. So there's that one. I've made several here, and they're all different. This one is a different kind of envelope that I used, and that's just the two sides that have been decorated. Here's another one. This one's a smaller envelope, and this has a little belly band, so you can tuck something in there. So I thought that was fun. I need to find something to tuck in there, but yeah, it's just an envelope. There's another one, and again, it's an envelope. This one, I only had the one side of the envelope, and it seemed kind of, what's the word? Flimsy. So I put some cardstock on just to make it, a little firmer, because it's going to be used as a pocket. So you want it to be, somewhat. If you leave the envelope intact like this is, it's fine. Anyway, there's another one I did. And here's the last one. See? Envelope. These I kind of wrapped the corners a little bit, so that was something different. This one has the window, and I, put something on the inside and then decorated around it. And then this one, this side has a belly band like that, where it holds another little journaling spot. So anyway, those are the ones I've done so far. Let's make one together. So here's my envelope. As you can see, it's a big one with a window. So the first thing we're going to do is get our paper. Okay, so I'm going to use this. It's just old. It's from an old book with music sheets, old music sheet book. So that will cover it. And I have, I don't have a whole lot of dies, but I do have this set, which has come in very handy. And I think this largest one, yeah, that will be perfect. Okay, so the thing of it is marking it so it ends up in the right place. So I am going to get a pencil, make just a little mark there, and let's see. See, I'm just trying to get the placement. Okay, so that's a 1/2 inch. So I just want to get the placement right for this to be a 1/2. Okay, so it's a 1/2 inch from that mark. And then, oh boy. This is a little fiddly, guys. I'm not sure. I mean, you don't need to utilize the window at all. You know, you could do this with, you know, and just cover over the window. Okay, so that is 3/4 of an inch. All right, wait a minute. Maybe I marked the wrong thing here. Okay. 3/4 of an inch, and we know that that was there, so that needs to be a 1/2 inch. Was that right? So that's where that is, so that's a 1/2 inch in. Okay, so it needs to be 1/2 inch in from there and right there. So, oops, I guess I need to turn this over, don't I? Okay, okay, perfect. Hold. Get some washi tape. I can see that that's where it's at. Oh, going the wrong way, dingbat. Okay. Where's my marks? There's my mark and my mark. Okay, hopefully that's gonna be all right. Yeah, sometimes this is a bit fiddly and might not be worth all the bother, you know what I mean? Okay, so I want to get out my mat here. This guy. Okay, so this can't be bigger than this. So that's where I have to need my tear ruler. Okay. I know this seems kind of backwards what I'm doing here, but oh no. So let's put this back where it's supposed to be. Okay. All right. So got our mat out. I tell ya, lining up all this stuff is I don't do this very often because I don't know. It's just very fiddly. Okay, let's bring out this guy. Move this stuff out of the way. Sorry if that shook the table, shook the camera. I'm sure it probably did. goodness sakes, everything just, when you have a small little space, it becomes, you know, a little bit challenging. There we go. And, oh, probably should have done this first. Like that in. I have a electric one because of the problems I have with arthritis in my hands. I wasn't sure if I could do those manual rolly things, rolly kind, so I just saved myself a lot of grief and money by just getting this kind to begin with. There we go. Ow. All right. So, oops, there we go. So now we have our, if you can see that, our impression there. And I kind of wanted to do something else while I have this out. So, I got an embossing folder here. So I'm just going to run that through and see what happens. I don't know. Oh, I'm not really sure what the sandwich should be. So bear with me on me trying to figure this out, because I don't do this often enough and I'm not really sure what the sandwich should be. That's probably not it because it went through too easily. Yeah, that didn't do it. So let's put this guy on, see if that works. The one nice thing about this machine is that if it's not right, it won't go. Oops. Wow. That didn't work. All right, let's take that one out and put this back and see if that's any better. And this is the last time, guys. I'm not gonna fiddle with this anymore. If this doesn't work, then, you know, we're just done. We're gonna call it done. Like I say, I don't do this enough to know how these sandwiches are supposed to go. Ah, there it is. Yay. Oh, I don't know if you can you see that? That is so fun. Okay. I'm excited. All right, you know what? I'm gonna put this so we get it on the rest of it. And put that in. You know, there's got to be a better way. It seems like these layers could somehow snap together. You know what I mean? Oh, that's not working out. These layers could somehow snap together, so it's not so hard keeping everything together, you know what I mean? I mean, you gotta, I don't know, keep everything together. Okay. Ooh. You know, I really should do this more often. I don't, you know, I don't make cards, so I think embossing and all that was more for card makers. Oh, that's gonna stick out, so I can't put it through like that. Will this reach? That's the one thing about these embossing folders. They're small, and yeah, they're more the size for a card, you know what I mean, rather than to do a larger piece. So I guess that's why I don't use it very often, and I only have a couple of these embossing folders because, yeah, I can't do all that or else I'll mess up. But yeah, I hope you can see that. That's really pretty. Anyway, yeah. So let's put all this stuff away real quick. Get it out of our way. It's like that. That's the thing about a small space. Everything has its place. Okay. All right. Oh, I hope you could see all that, guys. Okay. So, take that. That could be used for something. No, you don't want to throw away the piece you cut out because it has a nice design on it as well. Okay, we're not going to mess with that right now. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. So that's fun, isn't it? All right. So now we're going to try and ink this up. It's very, well, it was kind of fragile paper to begin with. And it seems to be a little bit more so now that it's embossed. But we're going to see, oh yeah. And I can go over the top. I embossed it so it's sticking up rather than down. If that makes sense. Oh, I tore it. Oh, shoot. Well, never mind. We can mend that. It's not too much drama there. We can mend that. Sometimes, I mean, you've seen me rip things on purpose so I could get ink into it. Makes it look really cool, so we're going to do that here. Okay, oh boy, yeah, this paper is kind of maybe not the best to have done this to. Now that I think about it, because it was kind of fragile and old, and now it's just saying, oh well, if you're gonna do that, I'm just gonna come apart in your hands. So maybe you can see the embossing a little bit better now, huh? I'm just going over the top of it, just to bring it out more. Oh wow, that's fun. That was fun. Okay. Right. Okay, now this is going to be tricky. You know what? I'm going to just go ahead and tear that all the way because that's what was happening. Okay. All right. I usually use I don't know. I usually use glue stick for this. I'm not really sure that that's a good idea right now, though. Let's use this gel tacky glue. Ooh. That might be better. go around there. Okay. We'll just kind of piece this on. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So I'm going to line that up. There we go. There we go. There. That worked. Okay. Now, ink this up a little bit. I mean, what's the good of having a rip if you don't enhance it? This is the only handmade item where enhancing a rip is a good thing, huh? Maybe that's why we like it so much, is because enhancing a rip is good, and you can take advantage of not being perfect. Because let's face it, so many times in our lives we're expected to be perfect, huh? I mean, like at work, right? I mean, you know, corporate job. You can do the right thing 164 days out of the year. But the one time you mess up, make a mistake, forget to do something, you never hear the end of it. Which is sad, you know. I wish people could be more free with their praise instead of their criticism, you know. But that doesn't seem to be the case, does it? You know, they're quick to criticize, quick to show, oh, look at that, you made a mistake, you're gonna have to pay for this. You know, you're gonna have to suffer because you made one mistake, even though you've done it many times in the past without any mistakes. You know, the one mistake you make, nope, that's it. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I just wish people could be kinder, you know? And I don't care. You know, just because you have the word manager behind your name does not make you smarter or, you know, Lord and Master or anything else, right? I mean, come on. They're people just like we are. And you know, they're no smarter. They just had better luck, is my opinion. They just had better luck in their careers. And they were at the right place at the right time and got the right, you know, experience or what have you. Was in the right place and was able to advance, get promoted, you know, that type of thing, or the right job came along that they applied for and got. I mean, you know, it's just, they're no smarter. They've just had better luck. That's how I look at it. They just had better breaks. You know, they just were at the right place at the right time. But, you know, to carry on like, oh my God, you know, you made a mistake or you forgot to check something and look what's happened now, and the world's gonna come to an end. Well, it doesn't, does it? Okay. All right. So, there we are. I hope you can see that. I hope you can see the embossing and stuff, because that's so cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to find where my fold wants to be. Now, because this is wrapping around a page, it doesn't necessarily, your fold doesn't necessarily need to be exactly in half, right? It depends. Like I'm folding this where I'm folding it because of the window. I don't want that fold. If I were to take this all the way over and fold it in half, it would be right in this window, and I don't want that. So one side is just going to be bigger than the other, and that's fine. That's, yeah, embossing this particular paper might not have been the best idea, because it is quite, it's more fragile than I thought it was. Let's put it that way. But we can fix it. See, there's nothing that's can't be fixed somehow. Either fix it or embrace it. You know, that's always the thing too. Just embrace it. Just like what I do when I have a tear. You know, I end up inking it up and embracing it and making it part of the design. I mean, you can't even tell. I can't even tell where it was torn now. Okay, so there's that. Oh, except you do want your fold to be straight. Okay, there. Okay, now we just decorate it. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do? So I wonder if, you know, maybe music on the inside would be a good idea. This is more of that paper. So I am going to, you know, just take off the edges here, because I don't want the blank. No, I don't want that. Okay, so let's see. All right, now, so we want to tear it, so we don't want it coming over where that, where the fold is. It would just make it very bulky in that area, and I think it would impede the fold. So I'm going to do that, and just stick it right in the top here. Uh-oh, got some white there. That's not good. Thought I did all that. Guess I missed it a little bit. All right. Okay, so there's it. Fold that in there like so. All right. And Oh, well, which way is this going? This way. Yeah, this way. Okay. If there's some words, then I know which way it goes. If there's no words, then I'm afraid I have no idea which way is up when it comes to sheet music. Okay, that's good. So, I'm gonna use tacky glue again just because it gives you that wiggle room to slide around a bit. Get it in position. So, I like that. I mean, art glitter and the reptile that I use, it grabs way too quickly. And oh, and glue stick would too. That wouldn't be good. So this gives you the opportunity to make sure placement is correct. So there we are with that. So what do you think so far? I like it. This is fun. Okay, so what do we want to do now? I want to put something on the inside here, but what? What? Let's see here. I got a bunch of ephemera that I've been cutting out and what have you. These are probably too big. Yeah, I don't like that anyway. Okay, let's see here. What we need is something like that. Maybe, oh, that's too big. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, this one. Oops. Goes this way. This is some more embellishment I was doing. These are just pieces from a kit. You know, embellishments that I cut out, and then I was just, you know, kind of putting some more embellishments on them. You know, I did some hot wax stuff here, and this one I added some lace and the hot wax stamp. This one, hot wax. I did the hot wax instead of my perfect method. And if you want to know what that is, you can find my video on doing a perfect wax seal. I didn't use that method, and so as you can see, this is not perfect. But that would be cute in there, wouldn't it? I like the color too. The color kind of goes with. Got some white sticking out. I don't like white. Oops. Okay, so now we want to put that inside. Like that. I like that. Now, do we want to do anything else? Do we want to do anything else? Let's see here. I know, this is not fun. Look, watching someone dig through their stuff. But that's what we're doing today, isn't it? Oh, I kind of like those. We'll keep those out. Maybe we'll use those on the other side. What am I looking for? I'm not even sure what I'm looking for. Sometimes you just know it when you see it, and other times it's like, oh, I have no idea. Ooh, what do you think? No, I like that. I think we're going to go with that. we want to do that. Wait a minute. How's that go? Oh, that goes this way. Yeah, that might be fun. I might do that. Alright, there's another big stamp. No. Not even sure I like those butterflies. Yeah, I think that is what we'll do. Well, oh, that might be fun over there. Ooh. Oh yeah, you know what? Because that's going to bring in that color. Not that it matters too much because, you know, like I said, they're on opposite sides, you know, of your journal page. So they don't really have to go together. But that would be fun. Like that. Alright, let's see. We're all still looking for something. I don't know. Do we need anything down here? I mean, we got the embossing and we've got the yumminess of the paper itself. I was thinking maybe a label or something. If I can find any labels, you know, you know, I'm the queen of ephemera and I got stuff everywhere. But do you think I can find anything? That's the thing. Do you think I can find anything? Ooh, I like that. Okay. Yep. All right, let's go with that. Of course, we need to get this. Ooh, that is just yummy. Hanging on to that. I'm sure that can be used somewhere. All right, we're going to ink this guy up. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Thank you for joining me. In my series on this guy here, the folio that we made together, this fabric came from Walmart, of all places. Isn't that fun? I couldn't believe. And I don't know if all Walmarts carry the same stuff or have the same stuff all the time. I have no idea. It was a while ago that I found that. Maybe, oh, well, I don't know. Time to me is, yeah, I feel like I'm in a time warp most of the time. So I don't know how long ago it was when I found that, but it was at Walmart and it was a pre-cut bundle. I don't know how many yards was in it, but it was a good little bundle, and yeah, I really liked it. Okay, so we're gonna put that right there, and I'm gonna use glue stick for that. You know, it's nice to have all these ready. That way when you're making a journal, you can just go through your pre-made ephemera and find things, you know, to decorate with, rather than having to make all that stuff from scratch as well, you know. Okay, I'm going to use glue stick. It's covered really well. Don't want it going anywhere. Okay. Let's get that in there. Ah. Ah. Okay. See if we cannot get that. Oh, geez, it's stuck to my fingers. Okay, let me turn this around. That's good. Yeah, stick her down. I'm just gonna stick that down right there. Okay, now, since we're done with the inside, we don't need access anymore. I'm gonna seal her up. Side. Let's see how this side needs sealing too. Of course it does. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, now's a good time to investigate the backside here and make sure that everything is glued down well, because this is the top, especially this, because this is the top. So this is going to be where your pocket, you know, where things are going to go in and out of, and you want everything down really well. My fingers are covered in glue and covered in ink. So I'm making quite the mess out of everything. Luckily, nothing is supposed to be white anyway, so it helps. So yeah, just clean this up. Make sure that everything back here is stuck down and really good, because this is your pocket access, and so you want that to operate smoothly and nothing to get caught up with things, because it's going to be very hard to fix once it's glued into a journal. I was also thinking that maybe I'm going to put this down like this. Since this side is so shallow, meaning that we didn't fold it quite in half, that I might, on this side, you know, just glue all across the bottom and have this as a tuck, you know, a tuck pocket type thing. Well, now I didn't have this problem when I didn't emboss, so it's the embossing that's causing that problem, and I'm not really sure. Well, I'm not really sure it needs fixing, to tell you the truth. Maybe what it needs is inking. Doesn't need fixing, it needs inking. So it can be all frayed looking, you know what I mean? It can be all frayed looking, just not white. Okay, where is that piece? Here it is. So we're going to have that right there. Do I want it that way or do I want it this way? I want it this way. I think I'm going to use this glue because of the embossing. And I want glue that's going to be able to seep down into everything. Yeah. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I made that the other day. I have some of these in my shop. Not specifically like this one, but, you know, glue bottle jewelry is what I call them. I have some in my shop. I've got some more that I need to get in my shop. But it's so much better because you're not going to lose this, right? The little pin you might lose, and I have many times, and then I'm freaked out because I know my foot is going to find that pin. But with something like this, you know, you're not going to lose that. At least not as easily than just a plain pin anyway, huh? But yeah, I always freak out because I think, oh my God, one of these days I'm going to find that pin with my foot. Okay. Oh, isn't that, I love that. Isn't that yummy? We need just a spot of color, I think, though. Let's see if we can find a butterfly that works. Huh? That doesn't work. No, no, no. This one. Oh, that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Right off. Isn't that better? Watching me dig around for something. Well, you know, like I say, guys, it's just paper, you know. Trying to dig around and find the perfect something or other. Sometimes it's just not, you know, just not necessary to find the perfect something. I don't want to cover up that butterfly, and I don't want to, there we go, right there. And we can go right into that, that's fine. Because you can, you know, these can be any size you want, you know, a smaller envelope. It doesn't even have to be an envelope, tell you the truth. It, you know, you don't have to use an envelope if you don't have envelopes. You can just use some scrapbook paper. Maybe you have some scrapbook paper that you don't like the design of it. If it's, you know, white on one side, you can turn around and use the white side for this, or, you know, you just cover it up anyways, right? So yeah, it's a great use for scrapbook paper that you don't like the design of. Maybe you had a pad and you used up all the ones you liked, and you're left with the ones you don't like, and you know, that's a perfect use for scrapbook paper. Just, you know, cut it to the size you want, fold it in half, and decorate the two sides, you know. Don't have to have envelope, but you know, I think most of us have gotten so used to saving envelopes that, you know, we probably have quite a bit of envelopes in our stash. I know I do. I got envelopes poking out everywhere. I just automatically save them when the mail comes. I just automatically do it. I don't even think about it anymore. And then I think, okay, now what am I going to do with all these? Okay, so there, just like that, huh? Okay, let's see. Do we like, that's kind of big. It seems like I had some smaller ones though. I did do a little trick with a recent digital kit where I printed 4 to a page, and so I got some things a lot smaller than what they normally would have been. It was kind of fun to do that, you know. I don't know why, I don't think to do that, you know. I get the digital kits and I print them as they are, and I don't think to muck about with them, you know. But if you change it to where you're printing 2 or 4 to a page, and you resize, you end up having far more uses for things. So where did they all go? Tell me that. A whole bunch of these. Tell me where they went. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. Oh, honestly. Tell me where they went. Oh, bother. Oh. Well, I had great fun with them until I have managed to somehow misplace them all. I don't know why. Oh, come now. This is stupid. Can I do something else with them? No? Huh. Well, I don't know, guys. I had a whole bunch of those. I'm sure I haven't used them. I had a whole bunch of them. Don't know where they are. I had, yeah, had a whole bunch of these. Let's see. Yeah, that's a bit big. Oh, this really bugs me. Just really does. I know I haven't used them all, so where did they all go? Oh, honestly. Okay, guys, I found a word. I turned off the video for a minute so you wouldn't have to sit watching me dig through everything. So I just wanted to kind of back this maybe onto something else because it was so small. It doesn't really have very much contrast though. Let's see. That right there. Get some glue stick on that. There we go. And we're still liking that. That. Okay, and we're still liking that. But let's see here. What else do we have? I don't know, maybe. Oh, just don't you hate it when, you know, you just feel like there should be something else, but you have no idea what? Oh, yeah. Okay. We got it. We got it. There we go. And we are going to get that glued down. So it's like that. I finally got this glue to work a little better. I ended up putting some acetate in it. A nail polish remover. I used a dropper and just put in just a, you know, not a lot, but I think it loosened it up a little bit. I think the glue was just a little bit too thick to come through such a small opening. But I didn't want to do anything with the opening because I want the opening to be small. You know, I didn't want to change the size of the opening. Okay, so there. What do you think? Oh, I do like that. That is nice. That is super nice. Okay. I just want to give that a little cleanup. Maybe if we take the tip off of it, it'll be better. Oh boy. Oops, sorry. I bet you I wasn't in frame. I just rounded that corner ever so slightly because it was kind of funky. All right. Yeah, so we went out yesterday. Had the best time. We don't really go out much. It's a little bit difficult, you know, with mobility issues. I haven't quite figured out how to be disabled. You know, when you weren't disabled your whole life, you know, and you have to try and figure out how to live disabled, it becomes challenging because I don't know. You know, the arthritis in my knees have gotten so bad that I use a scooter around the house, a mobility scooter. You know, it's progressed to that part, and yeah, things get kind of difficult to manage and to know how to do things. But we have a couple of scooters that we keep in the car that are meant for, you know, portability. You know, they kind of fold up and what have you. My poor sweetie has to get them in and out of the car, which some days he has a bad back, so, you know, sometimes that's difficult for him. So, you know, we don't too often. But yesterday I was off work. It was a beautiful day. And we went to Macy's. and after Macy's, we went to a thrift shop that the proceeds help the Humane Society. So I always like going there when I'm in the area where it's located. So yeah, we went to Macy's and did some shopping, and I got way too much stuff, and I bought things that I really didn't need. But it was so much fun, you know. And of course Macy's is awesome, you know. They have their big sales and stuff. It's like, wow. I got this really pretty quilt for the bed. It was listed for $200. I don't know whether I believe that or not, but anyway, that's what the tag said, was $200, and because of the sales and the discounts and what have you, I got it for $80. So that was nice. You know, like I said, I really didn't need it, but you know, it's nice to have something new and different every once in a while, huh? The only problem is storing these things. I tend to like to get quilts, and I'll tell you why. Because a quilt will fold up a lot neater and smaller than comforters. You know, comforters are big and bulky, and try and fold it up so it's all neat that you can put it away somewhere, and it's unwieldy. It's all over the place, and you know. So what I do is I have just a plain comforter that I have on the bed, and then whatever, you know, bedspread I'm using goes over that. So the whole thing has the appearance of being, you know, fluffy and what have you. But you don't have all these comforters that you're having to store. So I have one comforter, and then, you know, I've got the various quilts that I put on the bed. And yeah, it just makes them store a lot easier. Unless you have plenty of space and it's easy for you to fiddle with that kind of stuff, you know, then it's fine. But for me, this works. So, what do you think, guys? I like this. I am really liking this a lot. So, yeah, I am really liking this a lot. This is going to be so pretty. And then this can be a pocket, and this side I'm thinking of having it like a tuck right through here because it's smaller on this side. So yeah, thanks for joining me today, guys. I've had fun crafting with you, and I hope you like this idea. Get out all those envelopes you've been sticking away here and there, and make yourself some side, what are these even called? Side pockets? Double pockets? A side double pocket. I don't know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, take care of you, love each other, and I'll see you again. Bye.